This is Ambassador Mohammed Shakrabay, looking back 20 years after Bosnia and Herzegovina's admission to the United Nations. Bosnia and Herzegovina's application for UN admission had actually been submitted on time a month earlier by then President Alija Izetbegović. However, only a week before the scheduled admission of Slovenia, Croatia, and also Bosnia, the UN Secretary General's office had claimed that it was somehow lost or invalid. It was May 15, 1992, already late afternoon. I was on the phone with various UN bureaucrats, each who refused to either acknowledge or indicate where Bosnia and Herzegovina's application was. However, after some persuasion, one claimed that President Izetbegović's letter to UN Secretary General Boutros Ghali was perhaps flawed, that is legally invalid, as it was sent from Sarajevo via fax and the signature was not original, at least in their interpretation. Of course, it did no good to explain that Sarajevo was already besieged by Serbian forces and no direct mail was going in or out. Rather, I quickly retyped BIH's application for UN admission. Dr. Haris Silajdžić, as Bosnia and Herzegovina's foreign minister, then immediately signed it, and thus we had now an original signature. At 5 p.m. on Friday afternoon, I called the UN Secretary General's office and informed him that we had a letter to deliver to his office. In less than 20 minutes, Dr. Silajdžić and I marched up to the 38th floor and handed the rather surprised assistants Bosnia and Herzegovina's application. We had also visited earlier with then UN General Assembly President Shihabi, who committed to us that without Bosnia and Herzegovina, neither Slovenia nor Croatia would be admitted on May 22, 1992. Holding such a promise, both the UN Secretary General Boutros Ghali and the UN Security Council knew it was Bosnia and Herzegovina as well as Croatia and Slovenia or nothing. On May 22, 1992, Bosnia and Herzegovina was admitted along with the two other countries, immediately after Slovenia and actually before Croatia. Bosnia and Herzegovina's flag was raised for the first time as a member of the family of states at the United Nations, and I had the honor to be named its first ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations.
The Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina to membership in the United Nations to the Secretary General for transmittal to the General Assembly in accordance with the provisions of Rule 60 of the Provisional Rules of Procedure. I shall now make a statement in my capacity as President of the Security Council on behalf of the members of the Council. I quote, "I am pleased, on behalf of the members of the Council, to extend our congratulations to the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina on the occasion of the Council's recommendation to the General Assembly that Bosnia and Herzegovina be admitted to membership in the United Nations. We note with great satisfaction Bosnia and Herzegovina's solemn commitment to uphold the purposes and principles of Charter of the United Nations, which include the principles relating to the peaceful settlement of disputes and the non-use of force, and to fulfill all the obligations contained in the Charter. All the members of the Council are confident that Bosnia and Herzegovina will make a significant contribution to the work of the organization." Unquote. The Council has thus concluded its consideration of the matter before it. The meeting is adjourned.
The 86th plenary meeting of the General Assembly is called to order. I should like to invite the General Assembly to consider under item 20 of the agenda, entitled Admission of New Members to the United Nations, the positive recommendations by the Security Council on the applications for admission to membership in the United Nations of the Republic of Slovenia, the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the Republic of Croatia. The assemblies considering their applications for admission forthwith in order to give the states recommended by the Security Council for membership in our organization the opportunity of the General Assembly acts favorably on their requests to participate immediately in the work of the United Nations. If there is no objection, we shall proceed accordingly. It is so decided. I should like to inform members that I intend to suspend the meeting for 20 minutes immediately after the customary statement so that the flag-raising ceremony can be held during the suspension. The meeting will then resume to dispose of other matters. The Security Council has recommended the admission of the Republic of Slovenia in document A/46/920, Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina in document A/46/922, and the Republic of Croatia in document A/46/919. The draft resolutions concerning the admission of these new members are contained in documents A/46/L71, A/46/L73, A/46/L74. In fairness to all members, I wish to consult you before proceeding to take a decision on the three draft resolutions before us. I should like to quote from Rule 78 of the Rules of Procedure in regard to proposals before the Assembly. As a general rule, no proposal shall be discussed or put to the vote at any meeting of the General Assembly unless copies of it have been circulated to all delegations not later than the day preceding the meeting. In view of the desire of the members to dispose of this item expeditiously, I should like to seek your concurrence with the request that we proceed to take a decision on the draft resolutions contained in documents A/46/L71, L73, and L74, even though they have been distributed only this morning. Unless I hear any objections, I will take it that the Assembly agrees with this proposal. It is so decided. In connection with draft resolution A/46/L71 on the admission to membership of the United Nations of the Republic of Slovenia, in addition to the countries listed in that document, the following countries have become co-sponsors: Lebanon, Maldives, Mongolia, Morocco, Nepal, the Netherlands, the Philippines, Samoa, Tunisia, and the United Arab Emirates. In connection with draft resolution A/46/L73 on the admission to membership in the United Nations of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, in addition to the countries listed in that document, the following countries have become co-sponsors: Estonia, Lebanon, Lithuania, Maldives, Mongolia, Nepal, the Netherlands, Philippines, and Samoa. In connection with draft resolution A/46/L74 on the admission to membership in the United Nations of the Republic of Croatia, in addition to the countries listed in that document, the following countries have become co-sponsors: Estonia, Lebanon, Maldives, Mongolia, Morocco, Nepal, the Netherlands, the Philippines, Samoa, Tunisia, and the United Arab Emirates. We shall now consider draft resolution A/46/L73 on the admission of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina to membership in the United Nations. May I take it that the General Assembly accept the recommendation of the Security Council and adopts draft resolution A/46/L73 by acclamation. It is so decided. I therefore declare the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina admitted to membership in the United Nations. I request the Chief of Protocol to escort the delegation of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina to its place in the General Assembly Hall.
I now have the pleasure to invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, His Excellency Dr. Silajdžić, to address the General Assembly. You have the floor, sir.
Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General, distinguished members of the General Assembly. The late Dag Hammarskjöld, who led this august organization, so valiantly said, "The longest journey is the journey inwards of him who has chosen his destiny." The international community has recognized our independence, and today we are honored that the United Nations has accepted us into membership. While we are free of oppression, we are not free of aggression. We have embarked on the longest journey of our lives. A human tragedy of catastrophic proportions threatens to erupt in my country if urgent measures are not taken immediately to stem the reign of terror in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Considering the calamity of events in my country, I urge the Security Council to invoke Chapter 7 of the United Nations Charter, calling upon the party concerned to end this senseless violation of basic human rights. There is an immediate humanitarian need for food and medicine. This crisis must be met by the civilized world if the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina are to survive. The legitimate government of Bosnia and Herzegovina has observed all standards set for it by the United Nations, the European Community, the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe, and other nations of the world. We have lived by the rules of a civilized world. We need and have received strong moral support from the international community. The United Nations relief agencies have been dedicated and determined to help. Yet, the crisis continues. Stronger action is needed, and it is needed immediately before more lives are lost and misery grinds our nation down to dust. We call on this body to come to our aid in the hour of our greatest need. If the aggression in Bosnia and Herzegovina is not stopped now, peace and security in the entire region will be undermined. Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General, members of the General Assembly, over 1,000 years of our history as a political entity, Bosnia and Herzegovina has taken one form or another. In the Middle Ages, we were a strong kingdom. Later, we took the form of a province or corpus separatum, or a sovereign state within the Yugoslav Federation. In the Middle Ages, but always we have been a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religious society. And we have hoped this history has prepared us well for the age of ever-increasing interdependence. Instead, we were punished by a nationalism whose aggressiveness is shocking the world. Bosnia is now one big bleeding wound. These are trying times. Many a young eye will see light no more. Many an old face will endlessly grieve. Our cultural heritage, which belongs to the world, faces indiscriminate destruction in a wave of cultural genocide. Yet the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina must look beyond this tragedy to the future, to building bridges of tolerance, for which Bosnians always have had a special talent. We must remember that this is not a war between nations. No nation could approve of massacre, deportation, or starvation of another nation. It is a political fact of life that governments do not always reflect the will of the people, nor are the people universally responsible for the acts of those who control a regime. The bridges of which I speak must be built in this august, honorable home, a home of nations united in their quest for genuine understanding and their commitment to living together in a civilized world. The peoples of Bosnia and Herzegovina will always be in the vanguard of this heroic endeavor. Thank you.
I thank the Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Bosnia-Herzegovina for his statement.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today for the raising of the flags of 3 new member states of the United Nations: the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Republic of Croatia, and the Republic of Slovenia. Each time a new member state is admitted in the organization, it's enriched, and an important step is made towards our goal of universality. These three new members bring to the United Nations an extraordinary blend of civilizations, religions, languages, customs, and cultures, and we welcome them among us. In particular, we pay tribute to the commitment they have undertaken in joining 175 fellow member states. Membership in the United Nations is a great honor. It also carries with it new responsibilities. It is incumbent on every member state to abide to the purposes and principles of the Charter. And I have no doubt that the leaders of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia and Slovenia are conscious of these obligations. On this important occasion, we cannot but recall the circumstances which have led to the admission of the three new states whose membership we honor today. Nor can we forget that even as their flags are raised, hostilities and human suffering persist in their region. It is therefore my earnest hope that these flags will symbolize and will fly for peace, justice, and respect of human rights, including the rights of minorities. Ladies and gentlemen, each of the member states is represented today by a high-level delegation, and I should like in particular to acknowledge the presence of the President of the Republic of Croatia, Mr. Franjo Tuđman, the President of the Republic of Slovenia, Mr. Milan Kujan, and the Foreign Minister of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Ms. Dr. Haris Silajdžić. I should like to request Their Excellency to convey to their governments and peoples my warmest congratulations and best wishes for a successful association with the United Nations. The flag of the Republic of Slovenia should be now raised. The flag of the Republic of Bosnia-Herzegovina should now be raised. The flag of the Republic of Croatia should now be raised. Today represents a new beginning. Let us hope that the membership of these three republics in the United Nations will lead to healing and cooperation, and that peace and prosperity may be restored to the region. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Foreign Minister. Congratulations.
Please, Excellency. Please.
Čestitam, great.